Welcome back to Card Back Attack with your host, Solidante. Bing! Let's continue on from where we were before and open 3 packs and nothing more. And I like to start from the left and go to the right. Hopefully we'll end up getting some cards that are pretty tight. Haha. Set these down and don't have a frown, for this video will not be long, but I shall be around again. Alright, so I think that's the end of the rhyming because I failed, so let's just get to it. Decided to continue on with another pack opening, just 3. Let's go ahead and see what we got. And if I get any repeat cards, I'll just say repeat as always. So that's a repeat fire guy. And then we have the Justice of God sword. Let's go ahead and set this out to the side. And this card is a trigger card. What has a trigger is a chant standby card. And when a resonator your opponent controls attacks or blocks, this card deals 500 damage to that creature. If it is a J-Ruler, then it deals equal to its attack instead. So, that's a pretty neat little trap card. Could definitely destroy their own creature's card. The Dark Alice's Shadow Warrior. He's got a creepy little mask. Smile and a frown. He is a shoulder shadow. A shadow soldier. And if you banish this card, you can give another card negative 200 attack and defense until end of turn. And he has 300 attack and defense. Then we have the Rewriting Laws, which is 1 green and 1 colorless. That's a pretty unique looking card. Magic stones you control gain tap, produce 1 of any color until end of turn. Recover 2 magic stones you control and draw a card. So wow, this seems like a really good card for a green deck. Mana, be able to use any color mana you'd like. Then we have the Laying the Foundation with 1 blue and 1 colorless. You draw 3 cards and then put 2 cards from your hand on the top of your deck in any order. So that's not too bad. As far as for search and for draw goes, you're able to determine your next turn draw and be able to get more cards for your hand. Then we have the Flame Dragon Commander Dant. And she is a human, a fiery lady. And dragon resonators you control gain plus 200 attack and defense. And as long as you control a dragon, this card has flying. So, she goes well with the dragon deck. That's pretty simple to tell. Then we have the Dance of Shadows. That's a really cool looking card. I love the little black cat. I have 2 black cats. It is a remnant spell chant instant. 4. It's a pretty heavy card. 1 black or 1 dark and 3 colorless. You also may play this from your graveyard. If you do, you remove it from the game instead of putting it anywhere else. Put target resonator from your graveyard into your field. Remove it from the game after turn. So it's actually kind of useful. Resurrection, pretty easy style. Then we have Gloria's Castle, which is a rare. 1 light and 1 colorless. Whenever you gain life, target resonator gains 300 attack and 300 defense until end of turn. So that's pretty cool. That's actually a really good effect. And it seems like that'd be a pretty powerful field card. And then we have the Shadows Memoria, which, if your J Ruler isn't Girl in Twilight garb or Dark Alice Maiden of Slaughter, this card enters your battlefield tapped or rested. When you tap it, you can gain 1 dark energy, and whenever a Shadow Resonator enters your field, target Resonator gains negative 100 attack until end of turn. So not too bad. And then the rare of the pack is the Pride of Knights, which is 1 light energy. Target J Resonator you control gains 200 attack and 200 defense until end of turn, and you gain 200 life. And it's just a common, but it's a hollow common, so that's pretty cool. I guess there's 1 hollow in every pack. It doesn't always have to be a rare. It can be something else. We're learning as we go along here. I still want to open this from the back, because I'm just so used to doing it like that. Oh! Alright, let's go ahead and set this over here. And then this is the mass-produced giant landmine. Has no attack and 100 defense, and costs 2 colors. It's a machine resonator. I see, I'm starting to pick up on the terminology. It has stealth. Whenever a J Ruler or Resonator you control is attacked while this card is in your chance standby area, you may play it without paying its cost when its stealth condition is met. When this card enters your field from the chance standby area, it deals 1000 damage to target attack J Resonator. I think it's J Ruler or Resonator. We just call him J Ru. I don't know. That's whatever. Then we have the Dark Alice Familiar. 1 Shadow Energy, maybe? Maybe they're called Shadow Energies. I don't know. And it's a Shadow Bat Girl. When this card enters your field, reveal the top card from your main deck. If it is a Shadow Resonator, put it in your hand. I guess otherwise put it back on the top of your deck, but it doesn't say what to do afterwards. Seems a little short-sighted not to say that. Fruit of Yggdrasil. I think that sounds a little better. 1 green and 1 colorless. It is a fruit resonator. That's pretty odd. When this card enters your field, draw a card. It has 800 defense, and it is a green card, I guess. We have the Insomniac Dormouse. That's a cute little card. He works with that Saint Hatter as well. And he has basically the same ability. That's pretty cool. And then we have the Flame Spirit, or Flame Sprite, for 1 red. And she's a fairy. She has flying and swiftness. So you can tap it and attack in the same turn. Cool. So she's actually pretty useful. If you tap, she deals 100 damage to target resonator for each fairy you control. So she's a lot like the other fairy. I guess maybe if you ran a fairy deck, you could run a multicolored fairy deck. By what I'm reading. And we have the Sylvia's Roar. 1 fire, 1 colorless. Choose 1. If your J Roller is Sylvia Guild Prowl, choose up to 2 instead. And so it works well with that card. Works with that set, I guess. So you can either give 300 attack to a Resonator or Dragon J-Resers you control gain. Whenever this card attacks, it deals damage equal to its attack to target Resonator. Interesting. Seems like a somewhat powerful card. It is an uncommon. Then we have Elena the Fairy. which is a repeat, I believe. Yep. And then the repeat rare. And then we got a water magic stone out of this card pack. And then a full art hollow Shadows Memoria, which is a repeat, but that is just, they have such nice looking hollow cards. Very impressed. Very impressed with their card stuff overall. The look of it all looks really nice. They do pretty good. I like the overall feel of this whole set. And I may jump into this. It seems like quite a lot of fun. We have the Shadow Assassin. That's pretty cool looking. Like a visible guy, but you can really see a shadow. But you can kind of see him, but you see the gun, so he wouldn't be that invisible. When this card deals damage to a resonator, destroy that resonator. So, it has Death Touch, more or less, if you're familiar with Magic. I'm going to probably use Magic terms, so let's go ahead and set this over with the rare stuff. Bada boom. Coolest cards. That'll seal your doom. The drop of the Yggdrasil. Added resonator cannot be targeted by spells or abilities your opponent controls. And if you banish this card, the target resonator gains 200 attack and defense until end of turn. So that's pretty neat. It gives it what's called Shroud, if you're familiar with that term as well. Then you have Send Back, which I'm familiar with. You can just return target addition, resonator, or regalia to its owner's hand. So either get ready to attack and bump everything back to your opponent's hands, or bump stuff back to your hand if you don't want it destroyed. Or you want to use its ability multiple times. Magic Matchstick. It is a addition for resonator, and it gains swiftness and first strike. So that's just a straight magic term they brought over. I guess you can't really copyright first strike. If you banish this card, you can deal 200 damage to target resonator or J-Rule. And then we have a repeat Pride of Knights. And then a Shadow Doppelganger, so that's a newer card that we haven't seen. It is a Shadow Resonator. If this card enters your field, you may remove a resonator in your graveyard from the game. If you do, this card enters your battlefield as a copy of that removed in... Oh, wow. That is a really cool little card. Definitely useful for that kind of deck. I may go ahead and try to build one of those. I really like that idea. And then a repeat Roar. And then we have the rare, the Battler, the Barrier of Shadows, which is a field card. Your opponent pays one more to play Judgment or God Act abilities, or they pay one more to play Regalia activated abilities. So this is definitely a lockdown for your opponent for only one shadow mana. That's actually really good. That's pretty powerful and nice. Just a hollow water magic stone. I like the look of that. And then, oh man, Leviathan, the first of the sea, for 3 blue and 8 colorless. It is quite the card. It is a 12 Apostles Beast, which sounds pretty ominous. It is a secret super rare. This card enters your field, discard your hand, then return all resonators your opponent controls with a total cost less than or equal to the number of cards discarded this way to their owner's hands. So if you played this with quite a few cards in your hand, at least 3 or 4, you'd pop up most cards back to their hand. And that's brutal. You can banish a water stone, and this card gains 200 attack and 200 defense on its turn. So if this is the late game card, you can definitely just start banishing. Banish 2 magic stones, This card cannot be targeted by spells or abilities your opponent controls until end of turn. If you banish 3 water stones, then rest all resonators your opponent controls. So definitely an in-game, just run your opponent into the ground kind of card. But it would be pretty hard to get out. But if you had the right stones, you could definitely do it. And it looks really nice too, so that may definitely go into my water deck. And so I'm pretty psyched. Again, pulling another decent amount of rares and some pretty cool stuff. Force of Will continues to be a pleaser to me. And hopefully a fan pleaser to y'all as well. Hope y'all enjoy this. If you do, go ahead, leave a like. Comment about what it is you like. Or, you know, go ahead and tell me what your favorite deck is. And then subscribe if you want to see more videos, which more will be coming out soon. And as always, stay solid.